I'm coming towards the end of doing a weekend in the lakes. I've had a really good weekend. I've sort of switched off a lot compared to normal and not vlogged as much as I normally would, or recorded as much, or taken photographs like I normally would. Yesterday morning, Saturday, I had this weekend planned for probably about a week, and I'd booked a hotel, and normally I just day trip it, but I decided to stay over. But yesterday morning I woke up and I really didn't feel well. You may know that I've got an autoimmune disease, so it does still affect me every single day. I'm pretty good at hiding how it affects me, but I woke up yesterday morning and I did not feel well. I decided to go back to bed for an hour and see how I felt. I started to feel better than I was, so I decided to get in the van and get to the lakes. Something you may not know about me is that, and I'm not saying this for sympathy or anything like that, I'm just saying it as a fact, I'm in pain and don't feel well every single minute of the day. I don't actually remember what it feels like to feel well or to not have something hurt. I'm very good at hiding it, so I suffer a lot with joint pain. Saying that, I still don't let it stop me climbing mountains and hiking mountains and hills and getting out and about. The way I describe it is like when you've got flu. That's how my body feels for the majority of the time. Yeah, it's not a nice feeling, but that is my normal. So when I was a teenager, from the age of 12, or probably till about 20, 21, I was bedbound. I was that bad that we actually had a bed in the front room because I was so bad I couldn't climb the stairs. I felt really ill all the time. I had no life. I spent my life in bed or in a wheelchair. Now, people say to me, oh, you've got better. Yes, it's a combination of medical treatment. So I finally got diagnosed. It took 10 years to diagnose me. And then I had treatment, which did help me feel better. But a lot of it as well is my mindset, because the point came, or I thought to myself, do you know what? This is your life, Amy. This is your life. This is real. This is not a rehearsal for something you're going to do. And if I was constantly living in the state of mind of, when I get better, I'll do this. When I'm older and I'm better, I'll do this. I sort of had this realization that that day may never come. The day may never come where I feel better and well enough to do things. So I decided to start living and not just existing. So it became really important to me to get out and do things and experience life. One of the things I would dream about all the time when I was in a wheelchair is being able to walk on grass and sort of just feel earth under my feet, because when you're in a wheelchair you're always on the pavement because it's easier and it's more convenient. If I hadn't had gone through that experience I did with my illness, I'm pretty certain I would not be an outdoorsy person like I am. I enjoyed being out and about, and I loved riding my bike and rollerblading, but I wasn't really adventurous, and my family are not into this sort of thing, so I wasn't brought up doing this sort of thing. But it was because I couldn't do things like this that made me want to do them. So I decided to start living more rather than just existing. And even when I'm not feeling well, I will try and do things. When I've been to the lakes or been on holiday or something, people will often say to me afterwards, sometimes in like a snidey throwaway comment type of way, you're lucky enough to be able to do that, or you're fit and healthy, you can do that, obviously not knowing about my illness. Or, oh, some of us have to work, you're lucky you can go off on holiday and do things. I'm telling you that I'm not lucky that I can do that. I make myself do this. I get up and I decide I am not wasting my life for another second. I'm going to go out and grab my life. I want to live rather than just exist. Anyone can do that. It doesn't matter about finances. For example, this weekend I've stayed over. I normally just day trip it, but even staying overnight, it cost me £40. I found a last minute bargain, and that £40 included my dog and breakfast, a full cooked breakfast as well. Now, talking from like, oh, it's okay for you financially, I can't afford to do that. Even when I normally just day trip it, I would rather save up and spend my money on the diesel to get me and my van here than going out to the pub or going out drinking or partying or buying a new top or whatever it is, buy new clothes. I'd rather save up and spend my money doing things like this than spending it on other things. And that's not meant as like a negative on people who choose to spend their money how they choose to spend it. Of course, it's up to you how you spend your money. I'm just saying, when people say to me, oh, it's okay for you, you can afford to do that, I can't afford to do it. If you want to do anything, whether it's coming to a place like this, going on holiday, or a hobby, whatever it is, you can. If you really want to do it, you can make it happen. It's not a matter of it's impossible to do. You can do things on the cheap. Days out with my dogs, other than diesel, don't usually cost me anything. From the perspective of, oh, it's okay for you, you're fit and healthy, well, like I just said, I'm not fit and healthy. This is my normal. This is my normal. If I was to wait for the day where I felt well enough to do something, I would never do anything. I'd be back in that situation, lying in my bed in the front room, watching TV, watching everyone else live their life out the window. It's all relative. But what I guess I'm trying to say is, if you really want something, don't make excuses why you can't do it. Find reasons why you can do it. Life is out here. Life is waiting for you. Don't wait for the day where you've got enough money, or when you retire, or when you've got a family, or when you're married, or when your job is right. Don't wait for that day. Live your life now. If you have a day where things aren't so great, then change the plan, but not the goal. I was meant to do Scafell Pike. I didn't want to risk it because I wasn't feeling great, but my actual end goal was to just have a fantastic weekend in the lakes, outside, great weather, enjoying time with my dog. Changed the plan, climbed another hill instead. I'm sat here now, it's like paradise. So I've achieved my end goal just with a different plan.